Alright, here is a 1200-word YouTube video script with no headings, no brackets, and no formatting interruptions, written as a smooth narration for a full review of the 2026 Plymouth Barracuda covering interior, exterior, performance, and pricing. If you've been waiting for a modern muscle car that actually feels like a rebirth instead of a recycling, the 2026 Plymouth Barracuda might just be the car that shakes the segment back awake. Today we're taking a deep dive into everything this revived legend brings to the table: the look, the cabin, the power, the tech, and of course, what it's going to cost you. Buckle up, because this is the kind of car review that brings nostalgia and next-gen engineering together in one place. Let's start with the first thing you notice, and honestly the thing that makes the biggest statement: the exterior. The 2026 Barracuda manages something rare. It feels modern, sharp, and aggressive, but still instantly recognizable as a Barracuda. It doesn't fall into the trap of looking like a cartoonish retro throwback, nor does it go too far into generic sports coupe territory. Plymouth blended a long, low hood with a fastback roofline and thick, muscular haunches. You get a front fascia that's wide and slightly menacing, with thin LED lighting that floats like a predatory stare above a functional vented grille. The hood has sculpted heat extractors that aren't just cosmetic, they feed cool air into the powertrain and help release pressure under load. Moving to the side profile, the proportions are classic American muscle but refined. There's a confident beltline, deep side sculpting, and a stance that sits somewhere between brute force and track readiness. Plymouth offers wheel options that start at 19 inches but go all the way to staggered 21-inch forged sets for the performance trims. The wheels fill the arches cleanly and leave just enough room for you to notice the massive Brembo brakes hiding behind them. You also get flush door handles, a more aerodynamic mirror design, and a subtle rear quarter window shape that nods to the original Barracuda without copying it. The rear is where this car really flexes its identity. A full-width LED light bar, slightly curved, sweeps across the tail. The integrated spoiler hugs the decklid in a way that improves downforce without screaming for attention. A quad-tip exhaust system sits inside a rear diffuser designed to reduce turbulence and actually improve stability past triple-digit speeds. Whether you choose the standard model, the Scorpion Performance trim, or the top-tier Hellstrike edition, the Barracuda looks like a car meant to be driven hard. Plymouth hasn't made a timid machine here. Now let's open the door and step into the interior, because the transformation from old-school muscle to modern performance lounge is immediately clear. The moment you settle in, the seating position feels low, planted, and driver-centric. Plymouth went with a mix of premium materials across all trims: soft-touch synthetic leather in the base model, genuine leather with Alcantara inserts in the mid-range, and full Nappa leather with contrast stitching in the higher trims. The seats are deeply bolstered, not overwhelming, but enough to hold you in place when the car starts doing what it was built for. In front of you is a fully digital 14-inch instrument cluster that can shift layouts depending on your driving mode. Sport mode gives you a large central tachometer with minimal clutter. Touring mode spreads out information with a calmer visual design. Track mode reorganizes everything around performance metrics: boost pressure, tire temps, lap timers, and more. The center stack features a 12.3-inch touchscreen angled slightly toward the driver. Plymouth moved away from button overload but didn't go completely touchscreen only. Essential HVAC controls remain physical, tactile, and easy to use without taking your eyes off the road. The infotainment system supports wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, but it's the native interface that stands out. It's fast, responsive, and doesn't bury important features behind unnecessary menus. Plymouth added an AI-assisted driving coach that analyzes your inputs in real time and offers suggestions for more efficient cornering, braking, and throttle use. It's like having a performance instructor quietly guiding you, without being annoying. The cabin lighting is fully configurable, offering dozens of color themes that match the driving modes or can be tailored independently. The sound system, supplied by Harman, comes as an optional upgrade with a 16-speaker layout that fills the cabin with clean, powerful audio. The back seats are, as expected in a sports coupe, more symbolic than spacious, but they're usable for short trips or for holding bags, jackets, or small cargo. Trunk space is better than expected, making the Barracuda surprisingly practical for weekend road trips. Now comes the part most people care about: performance. Plymouth is offering the 2026 Barracuda with 3 powertrains. The base engine is a 2.5-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder producing around 320 horsepower. This isn't the old bare-bones base V6 approach. This engine punches far above its weight and gives you strong acceleration with great fuel economy. It's meant for drivers who want the Barracuda style without the higher cost of the bigger engines. The mid-level engine is where things get serious, a 3.6-liter twin-turbo V6 putting out roughly 480 horsepower. This powertrain balances speed and control beautifully. It gives you a 0 to 60 time in the low 4-second range, sharp throttle response, and a more balanced weight distribution than the bigger V8. For many drivers, this will be the perfect choice. But we all know the star of the show is the top engine, a 6.4-liter supercharged V8 delivering an estimated 640 horsepower and over 600 pound-feet of torque. This is the Hellstrike Edition's core, and it is unapologetically loud, fast, and intoxicating. Plymouth tuned the V8 for both brutal acceleration and surprising smoothness. Launch control is standard, and the car hooks up remarkably well thanks to improved traction systems and wider rear tires. 0 to 60 happens in the low 3-second range, and quarter-mile times dip into the high 10-second territory with proper conditions. The exhaust system has multiple sound modes, but even in its quietest setting, the V8 lets out a deep, confident growl. Handling has been dramatically improved thanks to a new chassis structure and upgraded suspension. You can get adaptive dampers that constantly adjust based on road conditions and driving style. Steering is precise, with good road feedback that doesn't feel artificially boosted. The car feels stable at high speeds, predictable in corners, and surprisingly civilized during everyday city driving. Plymouth clearly didn't want the Barracuda to be only a straight-line monster. It's capable, refined, and engaging in a way that shows real engineering effort. Finally, let's talk pricing. Plymouth knows this is a competitive market, so the starting price is set aggressively. The base Turbo 4 starts around $38,000, which puts it within reach for many buyers looking for a stylish performance coupe. The twin-turbo V6 model jumps to around $49,000, reflecting its added power and upgraded features. The top V8 Hellstrike trim comes in at about $72,000, still significantly cheaper than many European sports cars offering similar performance. Fully loaded with carbon packages, premium interior upgrades, and track-focused features, the Hellstrike can climb into the mid-80s, but even at that price, it delivers outstanding value for the kind of power and engineering you're getting. The 2026 Plymouth Barracuda isn't just another revival of an old name. It's a statement that there's still room in the automotive world for pure, emotionally charged muscle cars that combine modern technology with the raw spirit of performance driving. Whether you're in it for the nostalgia, the power, or simply because you want something that stands out from the crowd, the Barracuda offers a compelling package that delivers far more than expected. If this is the future of American muscle, it's a future worth getting excited about. If you'd like, I can shorten this, expand it, or rewrite it in a more energetic influencer style or a more formal reviewer tone.